Alright, here we go. My name is Brian Sasicki. Currently the time is somewhere between 7:50 and 7:55. My name is Brian Sasicki and I'm the creator of a device I'm looking for funding for, which is basically an Xbox Live social app whose primary purpose is to find opponents for games. So what I'm going to do, my goal is to show how necessary this is by sitting and waiting for 20 minutes or 30 minutes in front of an Xbox Live looking for an opponent for a game, showing you how futile it is, while at the same time describing my solution on how to do it. So, I'm Triple Topper 321. Okay, making sure that the picture is shown. I don't know how you aim it up. Gotta find a book. Okay, getting a few more of these stacks. Alright, that's at the Xbox screen. Now, we're doing this on the fly. This is my first take. The reason why this is my first take is important. To show that a random game cannot be played on Xbox Live against a random human opponent if the game is not popular enough. And while I wait, I'll explain my solution. So let me look at games. My games. And I'll look at all games, change it to full games, and I'll look to see which ones are online. Mostly indie games are tough to find, but I'll even bet that it'll be tough to find something on an arcade game. I mean, basically I could take the most ludicrous example and show that Chompy Chomp Chomp doesn't let you find a human opponent. But I'm going for the big one first. An Atari game called Battlezone. I'm going to probably have a tough time finding an opponent. So we're going to play this game. And basically while I test to make sure... Okay, there's the Atari logo. Now we're going to wait on Battlezone Online. Okay, so Xbox Live game. You must be signed on to Xbox Live. Sign in. Triple Topper. Sign out, sign in. My joystick is plugged in, that's why it's not thinking. As you can tell, this is my first time trying this, which is probably kind of good because I want kind of the raw feel of the game. I'll try a you have to choose between a player, manager, or create match. 30,000 points, 5 minutes. Create match. Now I'm waiting for. Now as you can see, there's a list of names. Now probably I will not find anyone. Right now it's 7:55. But let me tell you about my invention. Basically, there's two problems with the Xbox Live. One of which is going to be addressed with the Xbox One, but the other is not. Currently, if you want to sit and play an obscure title like Battlezone, and this is not that obscure compared to indie games, so I'm taking a chance hoping no one comes on. But basically, if you're trying to find a real life hero opponent, it's going to be tough to find one. So, basically there's two problems with the Xbox Live waiting system. One is you have to sit and wait in a lobby while you wait for an opponent to come. You can't do anything else. You can't watch music. I mean, you can't watch a movie. You can't listen to music. You can't play the same game against a computer. You can't play a different game either online or against a computer. You have to sit and wait and wait and wait. Now, Xbox Live has the solution to it, for the new Xbox One. I like to call it the 720 because, frankly, I think the Xbox One is the original Xbox from like 2001. But I digress. The point is, the Xbox One lets you wait in a waiting room while you do other stuff like watch movies, listen to music and stuff. But there's a second problem with that, and I'll show you at the end of the title, depending on how long we wait. I got about 50 different games that are online against real-life human opponents. Most are arcade games, some are indie games, and the thing is, the chances of me finding one particular opponent, any one generic opponent in one particular game is tough, but you can increase your odds if you're able to wait in multiple waiting rooms at the same time, which you can't do with the Xbox One. So what I'm planning to do is find a way you could wait in the waiting rooms of over multiple Xbox Live games that you're willing to play against real-life human opponents, and still be able to play a different game, the same game against a computer, or watch a movie, listen to music, whatever. So basically I found that you could see someone's Xbox Live status by pressing the Xbox Live button. Like, I could type in a friend's name. Like, I'll type in a random name like I know this indie game developer I've been trying to get a hold of. I don't know if he's there, but add friend. Top spin with a 1 instead of an I. He makes an online indie game I bought, but I forget what it is exactly. But send request, and I could see if he's there by doing this. Clicking on that and seeing that he's offline. His last game he played was Dead or Alive 4. I can see his information. I can see that he's offline. So keep that in mind when I discuss this, that you could type in a random name or a name of a particular person. It would be random to you, but not to the person who made the name. And you could see if they're online or not. So therefore, you don't have to wait until you don't have to sit and wait for someone to actively pick a game. You could see if someone's online even though they're not in the same game as you. Like, for example, I could see of my friends, most of them are not. I bet one's on Modern Warfare, one's on Netflix, one's on YouTube. Let me talk to the guy on YouTube. I know him, Zonatron. He's Matthew Doucette. He told me if I could raise $18,000 Canadian, he'll program my game. Well, it's not really a game, but for practical purposes, it's a game. So let me see if I can get a hold of him. Alright, hold on. Invite to private party. Invite to private chat. Let me see if there's any opponents on the game. No opponents yet. So it's 5 minutes. I waited in the waiting room, found no opponent. Well, the theory behind this is that if you're able to, I'm thinking the name of this program will be called the X Pages. Like, what do you do when you look up, like, what do you do if you want to call a plumber if you have a leaky faucet? You go in the Yellow Pages, look up plumbers, and see what name appeals to you most. It could be the first name, it could be the biggest ad, it could be whatever you want, you know. But the thing is, all the plumbers are there. You can call all of them, get prices, get quotes, and you can do comparison shopping in your own community and see who's the best plumber for the job. Now, the chances are if you're gaming, you don't necessarily want to get game against the best, especially if you're new. Any opponent will do. So my theory is it's a two-part plan. First part is when you download the app and pay $1, you get a listing feature where you could list your name under whatever game you're willing to play. So if you want to play Chompy Chomp Chomp, you look through the list of your games, select Chompy Chomp Chomp, you select Battlezone, you select Opposites, you select Marshmallow Duel, you select any multiplayer head-to-head online game that you want to find opponents for. It's like a checklist. You check off the ones you have, and the ones that you want to show that you have, so that if you want to discuss indie games, no one has to ask you manually what indie games you own. They could see your indie games list without having to break into your conversation and say what indie games you own. I annoyed Jamal like that for a little while until I realized indie games don't get shown on the general Xbox thing. So Zofar321, I'm sorry I bothered you. Hopefully this will result in maybe your indie games being shown and my indie games being shown, and I don't have to keep asking you what indie games you own for recommendations. But the point is that basically the Xbox gathers your list of games. You check off the ones you want to play against real life human opponents. You check out the ones you don't. It'll search through your disc game listings, see what disc games you own. So this is supposed to work for disc games, arcade games, and indie games. You check off the ones you have and want to play, X off the ones you don't, and press submit, and your name will be publicly listed on a directory known as the X Pages, a listing of gamers by their gamer tags, organized by the games they're willing to play against real life human opponents. Now chances are, if you want to play Call of Duty, the latest Call of Duty, you don't need this because you're going to find opponents like flies around a horse's butt. So therefore, you're going to get pinged like every 2 seconds if you decide to Call of Duty. Therefore, we recommend if you have to sit and wait for 5 minutes or longer without finding an opponent, this is what you need to look at finding opponents for. So what I would do is I would type in, okay, Triple Topper 321, Battlezone, a few other games, submit. If someone wants to play Battlezone right now, they don't have to look me up in this game room. I could be listening to music or watching TV or playing a different game against a computer, or playing the same game against a computer, or playing a different game against real life human opponents, a more popular game, and then I'll get a ping message because you could send a challenge as Xbox Live messages. So therefore, the app would let you look up names if you're on the receiving end of this, where you're looking up names, and you can say, okay, who's currently online? And you'll say, yeah. And you look at the people who are currently online, you page them and say, I want to play you in Battlezone. And even if I'm not on the screen, someone could say, I want to play Battlezone. And you could challenge them, and you'll play. But right now it's been 10 minutes, no opponents. And so in theory, you could use it to list yourself, and also you could use it to look up, because it takes two to tango in Xbox Live. It doesn't matter whether you list your name or whether you search the name. Either way, you'll get matched up. And the thing is, you don't have to sit and wait on Battlezone to wait for a matchup on Battlezone. And then the other thing is, if there's like 50 different games you want to wait for, and most of these games are unpopular, like most of mine seem to be after about a month, then you just put your name on all 50 lists, and when anyone searches any of your 50 games, your name will be listed, they'll meet you, you'll play, you'll have a good time. And now here's part 2 of the idea they mentioned. Chances are you're going to make some new friends doing this, because if you have a good game of something against someone, you're going to make a friend, probably. The only problem is you have only 100 Xbox Live friend limit. So the question is, what do you do if you have a bunch of good friends who are real tight friends, like your offline friends, your team members, your favorite opponents and rivals, and stuff like that, in your favorite games? And then you have these lesser known names, which have a hard, which maybe you found in one indie game, and maybe they're no longer interested in playing that indie game. You know, so therefore, and chances are if you save every name, you'll get beyond your 100 gamer tag limit. So what do? You Normally, you have to choose between your friends, so the obscure friend who I only know for one particular thing will be gone. Or I physically write it down on a piece of paper. And like, for example, if I want to say, if I have too many names, like for like Topspin, I could cancel friend requests. Luckily, I memorized his name in my head, so that if I want to go with him again, but if my memory fails me, he'll no longer be there unless I happen to look up his indie game again. So therefore, if I forget the name Topspin with a 1 instead of an I will never talk to this guy again. But I'm thinking you could use the hard drive to store just your 15 character names of 8-bit letters. Yeah, to 64 characters. Capital and lowercase and numbers it could be, and a couple other minor characters. So therefore 52 and a dash or a dot could be used. So that's 63 characters, so that's 8 bits times 15 letters. 8 times 15 is less than a K. That's about 120K. So about 120K per name. 8, 16, 30, yeah, 128K per name. Or yeah, I don't know. It's less than 1K per name. Less than 1K per name. So 128 bits per name. And it could store on the hard drive. It won't take up much. And then the idea is you could, if you pay for this app, you could group your friends according to, say, like for example, like I know a friend who I met on the indie game Avatar. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. If I can find him. I'll recognize his name when I see him. It's Looneyfall. Looneyfall I met on Avatar, one of the few friends I met naturally on Xbox Live Indie Games. So therefore, if this works out, then I could file Looneyfall under friends if I found playing Avatar, and if I need a friend space because I'm running out of bandwidth or running out of spaces, I could take them out, temporarily put them in my hard drive, put it in my new friend, and then later, if I want to talk to them, I just move them back in the hard drive. There's only one catch though. Each time you move out and move back in, you gotta knock on the door or ring the doorbell. So therefore, your good friends, your like offline friends, you'll want to see again and again, and you don't mind sharing your personal space with them, and they don't mind sharing your personal space with you. They could literally be your everyday friends. They have a key to your Xbox house. They could see when you're online and stuff like that. The other people, not so much. You have to kick them out and then invite them back in. Or kick them out and knock on their doorbell. Which isn't a necessity until you get so many friends where you only have a bandwidth limit. So therefore, the theory is that if you have some friends who listen on there, you just send messages saying, I'm temporarily passive friending you. I'm putting you under a list, and when I want to activate you, I'll let you know, and if you're there, call me back. Thanks, bye. So this application will also have apps for sorting friends, putting friends into cold storage on the hard drive, putting them back on your Xbox Live list, seeing how many of your friends in a particular category are available online. It's mostly utility. Oh, by the way, it's been 15 to 17 minutes and no one has showed up on Battlezone yet. Not one person. I don't know if you can start a game with 2 people, but if you can, or I'll disprove my point. But as long as I can't find someone, I might as well state my point. Now, Battlezone is not exactly an unpopular game. I mean, it's an arcade game. Indie games even get less respect. So basically, this app will do a few things. First, it'll put you on an X pages where you can publicly show off what games you're willing to play against real life human opponents. Again, save it only for games where you have to wait at least 5 minutes to find an opponent and can't easily find an opponent. So therefore, you could sit and do other stuff while you wait. You can listen to music instead of hearing me talk, or you can play a game, or whatever. And then the other thing is you can wait in multiple rooms. Let's see. As soon as it goes to 20 minutes, I'm going to stop. As soon as it goes to 20 minutes, I'm going to stop. And as soon as it goes to 20 minutes, I'm going to stop and show you how many online games I own that I never actually played against a real-life human opponent. Except, in one case, there was this one human opponent I played where I specifically matched up with him, like one of my friends, Zofar321 Jamal, and that was back when I had bad internet, where basically the experience wasn't that good. So therefore, I'd give me about 3 more minutes, and if I don't find anyone, I show that you wait 20 minutes without finding an opponent. So therefore, if you do not want this to happen to you, you better support my Kickstarter fund. Basically, if you don't want this to happen to you, support my Kickstarter fund. If we raise 20,000 US, I can have programmed such a device, and this is the Kickstarter premium. For every dollar you get, for every dollar you contribute, you get 1 credit to be used in a vanity program. The vanity program is this. You know how like some companies have a lot of money to spend on advertising and they buy full page ads in the yellow pages? Well, this is the equivalent. First of all, because the yellow pages is a static thing, meaning it doesn't change, they're always organized alphabetically to be fair to everyone. That's why there's a lot of Abels and not too many Ziggies. Atari wanted to originally call themselves the Ziggy, Z-Y-Z-Y-G-Y, but then they thought Atari was better for their philosophy, and then it turned out it sent a rush to get to the beginning of the alphabet. There was Accolade games, Acclaim games, Activision. There's like all these Absolute. There's like a race to the beginning of the alphabet. There won't be a race to the beginning of the alphabet. If you buy this, you get 1 entry in every game, 1 raffle ticket in every game because it's random order, but you are given priority if you are currently online, so that someone who's offline does not step in front of you of the line, because if someone is searching for your name, chances are they want to play like right now. So therefore, if someone buys 90% of the tickets but they're sleeping, you might have a chance to play against them. But, I digress. Basically, you get 1 game, 1 ticket on each title you own that you want to play against. And then, for an additional 80 Microsoft points, you get an additional raffle ticket. A raffle ticket will be good for like a week or a month. I haven't decided. $1 gets you 1 raffle ticket, an extra raffle ticket, and 1 title, in addition to the 1 that you have. So you could buy 10 raffle tickets and split it between 2 titles. Or you can buy 20 raffle tickets and put it all under 1 title. The thing is, when you buy the raffle ticket, you use it right away. But if you do, then basically you're just... Basically, if there's 10 people who own a game and you buy 1 raffle ticket and no one else does, you have a 2 out of 11 chance of being picked first, and about a 50% chance of being picked in the top 3, which in Battlezone I need to be because there's 3 opponents. I don't know the exact numbers for top 3, but it's pretty high because you can win first or second or third, and that's just for $1. If you buy 5 tickets, it'll increase to like a 33% chance of being picked first and a 90% chance of being picked in the top 3. Sort of like how all the poor teams in the NBA have better lottery chances to win the first, second, or third pick. Because the more chance you get, the higher your chances are of getting something better. You know, even if you miss the first one, you might get the second one or third one, the more chances you have. And then, basically, you pick what games you want to use it for, and then you buy it, and then you say, okay, I'm going to, if I want to wait for Battlezone, I'll just put an extra ticket for Battlezone, and I'll be listed first. As I said, because technology is digital, it does not have to be alphabetical order. So don't worry, there will not be a run on the names Aardvark, Aaron, Abdul, and Abel, and Ability, because this is working. If this works, there will not be a run on those names. So therefore, Triple Topper is just like the chances Aaron. Assuming we buy no tickets. That's the extra way we plan to raise money, but for every dollar you get one of those tickets free, which is what the retail price of one of those tickets would be. So therefore, if you want to spend $10 to be more likely to have one game popular, you get those $10 tickets, 10 tickets to spread any way you want. You can spread 10 tickets among 10 different games, all 10 tickets in one game. You could spread them out over months. You could use them all in 1 month. Your strategy, you decide how you want to use them. You get those free tickets to increase your likelihood that you'll play against someone in Xbox Live, and you'll play against someone in Xbox Live. Then the other two things I said it does is it publicly shows off your indie games so that other people know what indie games you have, so you don't have to beg people what indie games you have. You can just say, look up my list on X pages. And then finally, the last thing it'll do is it'll let you add and subtract names without getting rid of them permanently. They'll store them on your hard drive and let you organize them by friend type, whether they be offline friend, teammates for a particular game, and let you group, activate, and passivate them so that you have all your friends right where you need them, kind of like a Rolodex box. So let's see, it's been 20 minutes. Yes, it's been 20 minutes. My name is Brian Sasicki. As I said, the premium for buying this is you'll get raffle tickets. The idea is that it's vanity listed. So raffle ticket just means that you're more likely. The raffle tickets will not expire until about a month after you put them in. So that your chances of you don't win anything tangible except the fact that you're more likely to be picked first. So please, this is Brian Sasicki. Fund X pages, and you'll be more likely to find an opponent, unlike now where I have to sit and wait. So basically that's what you have to do. Basically, if I have to sum up, it's basically you can wait in multiple rooms, you can do other stuff while you're waiting for Xbox Live, you could show off what indie games you have and find out what indie games your friends have, and you could organize people's names, group, activate, and passivate them so that you could have more than 100 Xbox Live friends with the band limits of 100 Xbox Live friends. So that's about enough. My name is Brian Sasicki, and if you want to support this, if you don't want this to happen to you, waiting in line for Battlezone for 20 minutes, the thing is, Battlezone may not be your game. It might be something else. This will work with every disc, arcade, and indie game. It'll work with all those. So therefore, even though Battlezone may not be your game, chances are you'll find an Xbox Live game that is your game that you have a sore shortage of opponents for. If so, support this topic, the X pages. My name is Triple Topper on Kickstarter. My Xbox Live name is Triple Topper 321, and I guess I'll see you later. Hopefully, we'll raise $20,000, and and will be more easily able to find opponents.